Don't have any questions.
What if this doesn't pass? Is there a contingency plan for getting that ready?
Well, if it doesn't pass, then they will continue to try to improve the road system in the best manner that they possibly can. As you heard Madison say, some of the green on the map is going to be planned and going to be done anyway. Some of the toughest areas. It's just a question that it'll take a longer period of time. You won't get the economy of scale that you'll get when you're able to bid it in this fashion, and it won't happen as quickly.
Why now? Why not at a regularly held election?
We want to concentrate all of the attention on this as we possibly can, and this is such a united, non-divisive issue from the political spectrum, at least from the political spectrum that's represented here, that it's nice to have this just separate and apart from the things that normally divide people.
Do you think it's be able to issue the bonds perhaps as late or as early as late 2012, and that takes quite a bit of preparation time, and so that is one of the drivers as well.
Do you think it's worth the additional costs to the state to do that?
Yes. You're talking about the special election?
Right.
Yes, I do.
Governor, one thing that I forgot to mention.
Where's Mark Martin? He's supposed to sign this too. Well, yeah, I mean, all proclamations the Secretary of State signs, so we're signed. Y'all get it?
There's no new taxes. There's a revenue stream already in place. We can accelerate our economic development with good interstate highways. Let's get it done. We'll be paid for in 12 years. No new taxes. It'll create 28,000 jobs. Let's go to the polls on November the 8th and support this.
Thanks so much. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a lot of the Republican legislatures you talk to, do they support this as well?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Matter of fact, Gilbert and Lamoureux, John Burris could not be here today, or they would be here.
Okay. What are your thoughts on it being a special election, the timing of it? Obviously, there's additional costs there.
Well, if you look at the cost of this project, and you look at the money that it will save and the economic development that it will create, I think there will end up being a positive. And the sooner we can get this project underway, it'll create 28,000 jobs. That's important for the people of Arkansas. We're experiencing the largest unemployment rate that we have had in a generation. And 28,000 jobs with no new taxes, that's important to the people of Arkansas.
Okay.
You mentioned that there's still the need for the additional highway funding. Do you feel like that's something that will come up again in future sessions, or when do you think that'll be brought back up?
Well, it's going to have to come up in future sessions. We undisputably are in a situation with the increase in the efficiency of our cars and trucks, the decline in the consumption of the number of gallons of gasoline here in the state, and our primary funding revenue being tied to gallonage consumption, we're seeing a decline in revenue. We all know, and we take it for granted, there's costs are escalating. The input of all raw materials that's utilized in road construction, oil being primary amongst it. We know where that is, so we got costs going up, revenues going down. We have to do something about it. And I think this was shown today with Doyle and Will being up there. Everybody understands on both sides of the aisle, this is one thing that government has to do. Government has to build the roads, so we got to have the revenue to do it. And I think it will. I think the campaign will continue to enlighten people the importance, what it means to the future of not only their personal lives, being able to commute successfully and safely on our highways, but to economic development growth. The alternative, and this is not a good scenario, the alternative is our roads getting in such bad shape over the next 5, 10, 15 years that people finally go, we've got to pay for this, we got to do it. Well, by then, of course, we've, the cost of making the repairs and maintaining those highways and gone through the roof, and it's going to cost so much more money. So hopefully, political leadership on both sides of the aisle will continue in the future to recognize is that we've got to change our funding structure to be able to meet this critical need.
Well, you have the mechanism in place to call for the 5-cent diesel increase. Why not go ahead and do that now if it's needed? Why put that off?
Well, as I'm sure you recall, after the session, a poll was done that indicated that there was not a majority support for that 5-cent diesel tax. I didn't find this surprising at all. We always knew that it would be a campaign to educate the people. I won't go into the details of all the thoughts on that, but the poll was done, evaluation was done by the Trucking Association, and their decision was that they didn't think that this measure would pass, and they decided to withdraw their financial commitment of underwriting the campaign or being a substantial contributor in the campaign. And without a commitment of financing, we didn't want to take the chance of getting these two issues inextricably entwined to voters' mind and end up not being able to pass the GARVEE renewal program. This is so important. It's not what we would have liked to have seen, but it's where we are, and I think now we focus on this and be successful, and then we go back to the table again and figure out what we're going to do long term.